All right, another glass port. So, we're diving into the art of war, and right from the first page, the laying plans chapter, Sun Tzu is not messing around.
Not at all. It's so bracingly direct. There's no preamble, no fluff. It's immediately about the stakes.
Exactly. He opens with 兵者,国际大事. War is a grave matter of state. And then, the province of life or death, the road to survival or ruin. It's intense.
Exactly. It grounds the entire book in this incredible gravity. He's saying, before we talk about a single tactic, understand that this is the most important thing a nation can do, so you better not get it wrong.
And his method for not getting it wrong is this pre-war assessment, this almost scientific framework. He lays out the 5 factors to calculate victory before a single soldier moves.
Yes, the 武士. I love this part. It's like a strategic scorecard. Walk us through them again, Margaret.
Okay, so first is Dao, the way. This is the moral cause, the thing that makes the people and the ruler have the same aim, so they'll live or die together without question.
Which is so much more than just patriotism. It's about true alignment. In modern terms, you'd call it organizational culture or buy-in. Do your people believe in the mission?
Precisely. If they don't, you've lost before you've begun. Then you have Tian and Di, heaven and earth.
Which is basically timing and terrain, right? The big picture environment you can't control but must understand.
Yes, but with such poetic scope. Heaven is yin and yang, cold and heat, the seasons. Earth is distances, danger and security, open ground and narrow passes.
He's telling you to be a meteorologist and a geographer before you can be a general. It's about mastering your context.
And we'll see how Zhuge Liang absolutely weaponized heaven later. But the next 2 factors are where it gets really personal.
Go on. This is where the human element really shines.
Number 4 is Zhang, the commander. His qualities: wisdom, sincerity, benevolence, courage, and strictness.
And it's that specific combination that's so fascinating. You need the benevolence to inspire loyalty, but the strictness to maintain discipline. One without the other is a liability.
Oh, and that brings us straight to the case study in the text, Han Xin's brilliant takedown of Xiang Yu.
Yes, my favorite part. He calls Xiang Yu's courage the courage of a common man, and his benevolence, what was the phrase?
The benevolence of a woman. It's so sharp. He says Xiang Yu will weep for a sick soldier and share his food, but
when it comes time to actually reward someone with a title or land, he hesitates and fumbles with the seal. He can't part with power. It's personal kindness, not strategic generosity.
It's a perfect diagnosis of a leader who can't scale their virtues. He fails the Zhang test. And finally, number 5 is Fa, or method.
The nitty-gritty, the org chart, the supply chain, logistics, the stuff that's not glamorous but makes everything else possible.
So you have this 5-point checklist, and Sun Tzu says you use this to do your miao san, your temple calculations, before the war.
I love that image. The leadership secluded in a temple, not praying, but calculating, running the variables.
And his conclusion is so stark. The one who calculates more will win. The one who calculates less will lose.
How much more so for one who does no calculation at all? It's chilling. The battle is just a physical expression of the math you already did.
It's this amazing blend of fatalism and agency. The outcome is predetermined by how well you prepared.
But then, after all this rational calculation, he completely flips the script.
Yes, he says, okay, you've done your homework. Now, when you act, 兵者,贵道也.
All warfare is based on deception. It's the perfect pivot from analysis to action.
You appear incapable when you are capable. You show inaction when you are about to act. You make them think you're far when you are near.
It's the ultimate poker face. Don't let them see the results of your temple calculations. Let them see the exact opposite.
You see it in business all the time. A company launching a minor project in one area to distract from their major push somewhere else.
Oh, it's a life strategy. It's playing it cool on a first date. It's the art of the soft launch. It's managing expectations by projecting the opposite.
It is. It's all about manipulating your opponent's perception of reality. And no one did that better than Zhuge Liang.
The borrowing arrows incident. It's almost mythical, but it's a perfect application of these principles.
He has 3 days to make 100,000 arrows, an impossible task through normal fa or method.
So he uses Tian, heaven. He waits for a day with thick fog when visibility is near zero.
Then he uses Zhang, his understanding of the opposing commander. He knows Cao Cao is cautious and won't attack blindly in the fog.
And then Gui Dao, deception. He sends out boats filled with straw dummies, beating drums and shouting as if launching a full-scale assault.
Cao Cao does exactly what Zhuge Liang calculated he would. He stays put and orders his archers to fire relentlessly into the fog to repel the attack.
And they just pepper the straw men with arrows. Zhuge Liang literally borrows 100,000 arrows from the enemy. It's strategy as theater.
The final touch is the soldiers yelling, "Thank you, Prime Minister Cao, for the arrows." It's a psychological masterstroke.
It's not just getting the arrows, it's demoralizing the enemy while you do it. Which brings us to a much larger, more modern example, the Pingjin campaign.
Right, Mao's strategy to take Beijing in 1948. What's fascinating here is the goal wasn't just to win, it was to win while preserving the ancient city.
So victory had a different definition. It required the enemy to surrender, not be annihilated. That requires a different kind of plan.
Mao's plan was pure Sun Tzu. He didn't just besiege the city, he called it encircling without attacking and separating without surrounding.
He wanted to turn the enemy general, Fu Zuoi, and his army from startled birds into caged birds. That phrasing is so evocative.
They systematically cut off his escape routes. First west, then south. They took away all his options, leaving only one: negotiation.
And the psychological warfare was relentless. The most incredible move was using Fu Zuoi's own daughter, a secret Communist Party member, as an intermediary.
That's Qin Ar Liqi. Separate those who are close. They used his most intimate connection to break his will. It's ruthless.
And when he was still hesitating, trying to bargain, they made their final move.
The lightning-fast capture of the nearby city of Tianjin. It was a demonstration of overwhelming force without touching Beijing. The knock on the mountain to frighten the tiger.
And it worked. The show of force, combined with the psychological pressure and lack of options, led him to surrender. Beijing was saved. It's a breathtakingly complex strategy.
It really is. It shows these aren't just ancient aphorisms. They are living, breathing strategic principles.
But the text also gives a great counterexample of what happens when you ignore them, the Fabian strategy against Hannibal.
Yes, the Roman general Fabius was a perfect student of Sun Tzu without ever having read him. He knew Rome's army couldn't beat Hannibal's head-on.
So he employed a strategy of attrition. He refused to engage in a pitched battle. He just harassed Hannibal's army, picked off foraging parties, and cut supply lines.
It's a textbook case of Chang Ar Bichi. When the enemy is strong, avoid him. And Yit Ar Laoji, wear him down.
It was the absolute correct strategy. Hannibal was far from home. His army was his only asset. Bleeding him slowly was the path to victory.
But the Romans got arrogant and impatient. They called Fabius the delayer as an insult. They wanted a glorious, decisive battle.
So they abandoned his strategy, sought that battle, and walked right into the Battle of Cannae, one of the most catastrophic defeats in military history.
It's the ultimate cautionary tale. Having the right tempo calculation is useless if you lack the discipline and courage to see it through, even when it's unpopular.
Which brings us right back to the virtues of Zhang, the commander. You need the strictness to hold the line against your own size and patience.
It all connects. The factors, the calculations, the deception. It's not a buffet where you pick and choose. It's a single, integrated system.
And the foundation of that system, the very first factor, is Tao, the moral cause. If your people aren't with you, none of the other tricks matter in the long run.
That was Han Xin's core insight about Shang Yu. His rule was based on fear, not Tao. There was no shared purpose, just personal power.
Whereas Liu Bang, whatever his personal failings, was more successful at creating that sense of a shared destiny. People wanted him to be king.
So the first act of a great strategist isn't to look at a map, but to look in the mirror and at the hearts of their people.
It's so much deeper than just a military manual. It's a text about applied psychology, leadership, and understanding human systems under extreme stress.
Completely. It's about knowing when to calculate, when to deceive, and when to inspire.
You know, we could do an entire series just on Gui Dao, the principle of deception, and how it applies to everything from corporate marketing to modern politics.
Oh, we absolutely should. But for now, I think my wine glass is in need of a strategic resupply.